meeting to order at 6:30. And before we begin the regular meeting, I'd like to convene a Board of Health meeting. So I'll entertain a motion to do so.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of convening the Board of Health signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. So you all received a health inspection report from Dr. Schaefer about the house at 22, see, it's on Riverdale, I guess it is, Road. And there's evidently been a letter that's gone out to the management, property management company, listing some repairs that have to be done to the property. They've been given, is it 30 to 60 days to respond to the deficiencies. So I'm assuming the health officer will go back and address the issue after that time period and let us know whether or not we need to move forward with anything on this particular inspection. So any questions, any?
How much right do we have to tell them about some of these things? As far as the landowner?
Do we have the right? There is a board, there is a book, there's a set of rules that he operates under that are put out by the state of Vermont. And when he is asked to do an inspection and he notices things that violate those rules, he notifies the property owner that this has to be corrected. So from there, they either correct them or they don't. If they don't correct them, then we in fact do have to pursue some kind of action to get them to do so. Any other questions? No? So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the Board of Health meeting at 6:32.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. So now back to the regular meeting. Well, first before we do this, I'd like to add a second set of minutes to the list to be approved. The minutes from the special meeting on September 30th would need to be added to that. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of September 24th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes from September 24th, 2019, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The motion passes. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from September 30th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes from the special meeting on September 30th, 2019, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Additions and deletions, I need to add under old business, an update on the letter to Mary Meyer about the recycling. Is there any other discussion? Any other additions, deletions? No? Okay, then, do either of the members of the public need to address the board or want to address the board at this point? Or is there something on the agenda that you'd like to, no? Okay. Then we'll move on to the warrants. Where are they, where? Oh, you've got them.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 1, payroll, in the amount of $10,652.42.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying payroll warrant number 1 in the amount of $10,652.42 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 2, payroll tax, in the amount of $4,643.40.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying payroll tax warrant number 2 in the amount of $4,643.40 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 3 out of the general fund, in the amount of $6,639.79.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying general fund warrant number 3 in the amount of $6,639.79 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 4 out of the general fund, the amount of $666,034.52.
Second,
Any discussion?
that's for the school.
Correct.
Holy moly.
I thought it was for the highway. Oh, all right.
I'll take
Why,
it.
you'll take it, won't you? Is there any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying general fund warrant number 4 in the amount of $666,034.52, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 5, general fund, the amount of $269.18.
Second,
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying general fund warrant number 5 in the amount of $269.18, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 6 out of the highway fund in the amount of $17,171.10.
second,
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying highway warrant number 6 in the amount of $17,171.10, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 7 out of the equipment fund in the amount of $356.17.
second,
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying equipment warrant number 7 in the amount of $356.17, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 8 out of the equipment fund in the amount of $1,828.24.
second,
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying equipment warrant number 8 in the amount of $1,828.24, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. So it'll be interesting, the total on that, the tonight's warrants was $707,594.82, just to get a feel for that.
Can we go right to Joe and see if we're negative?
I don't know what to say, do we have enough money to cover that? Okay, so we can sign the checks, send them around, I guess. All right, and moving on to, highway.
Highway. Roadside mowing is complete, the mower's been returned. Gravel crushing is completed. They're in the process of pulling their equipment out of the pit. The last week and a half, we changed 6 culverts. We did 2 on Peaked Mountain, 3 on Peaked Mountain and 3 on East Hill. This week, we're working on final grading for the season, and we're ditch cleaning. I would like to purchase some 8-inch ditch stone, approximately 100 yards, to work on a project that's been identified by Wyndham Regional this fall, so I can get a feel for how many yards per feet the material is going to go, and I can put that in my budget for next year for more ditching stone. So I'd like to buy 100 yards at 8-inch minus. I have 3 quotes. And also I'd like to get an open top dumpster for the pit so I can start disposing of the pile of old culverts that we have, both plastic and metal.
Okay, which one do you want to do first? Do we start with the stone?
The stone.
Okay.
Would we be smart to try to find somebody to take the metal culverts for scrap metal?
The problem is they're tar lined.
Yeah, that's their problem.
That's the problem.
But is that our problem?
Well, no one's going to take them when they know that it's got tar in them.
You never know.
So I have a quote from A.S. Clerk for 8-inch minus. These are all delivered prices, $22 a yard. Sir Sosimo at $23.15 a yard. And Hunter at $20 a yard.
Okay.
it's all the same product?
Yes. All 3 have the material in stock.
What was Hunter's price?
20.
So was somebody-
Well, I would say that we'd go with the cheaper of the 3 if it's all the same product and it's delivered and they all have it in stock. That would be my, so I'd make a motion that we contract with Hunter for whatever you said.
100 yards at 8-inch minus.
That. Okay, is Is that the motion?
That's the motion. That's my motion.
Is there a is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on that? Hearing
Now,
none.
hold on, is Hunter getting it from Sir Sasso, or is he?
No, he has his own pit.
Yep.
Any further discussion? Right, then all those in favor of contracting with Hunter to purchase, how many yards did you say?
100 yards.
100 yards of
8-inch minus,
8
pitch
inch
stone.
minus ditch stone. Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Aye.
Okay, then I'll vote in the affirmative, the motion passes. Okay, so what was the second thing?
An open top dumpster from Triple T. Bringing the dumpster here and back, plus the tonnage, it costs about $400.
Is it just the culverts that you want to get rid of out there?
I'd make a motion to allow Steve to get a dumpster for the town pit to remove the used culverts, plastic and metal, and any other debris that is down there.
Second.
Whatever it is.
Any further discussion? All those in favor of getting an open top dumpster for the pit to clean up some of the used materials that are currently being stored there, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Aye.
I'll vote in the affirmative, the motion passes. Okay. So anything else from the highway?
Not for me.
Not from you. Okay. Then let's move on to the uniform proposal. At the last meeting, we decided to look at moving to Cintas for the uniforms because they offered a different product that was more safe for the highway crew. It was contingent upon being able to get out of the current contract we have with Unifirst. We found out we have 1 year remaining on the contract with Unifirst. At this point, it was October, so it would be October of next year that contract would be finished. It would in fact just cost us 1/2 of the remaining amount of the contract to get out of it, so approximately $2,000 to get out of the contract as it stands.
Really?
That's what's written in the contract. Now, there's been some suggestions of ways we can go around that by leaving parts of the product with Unifirst, because there's nothing that says we have to continue to get the same products from Unifirst. So, for example, we could get the rags and the canister from them, and then the uniforms from Cintas if we wanted to do that. That's all I know.
Yep.
Or we can think about it, we can wait for another year to be able to move on to the new uniforms, whatever your preference is. I did notice that they
What do you feel, Steve?
were consistent.
Safety first.
Yeah, I would say that you brought up that safety issue the last time you met.
Well, we have the, oh, God, make me look for it, aren't
The neon colors, right? They don't hide
I mean,
The high visibility.
The quote is almost exactly the same, per week. Their quote was $87.36 per week. For Cintas, the different uniforms, which is about what we're paying with Unifirst.
8804 is what Unifirst charges. 8804 is what Unifirst charges.
And Unifirst has the high visibility
Yeah,
available?
but there
or
were
no?
two different invoices in from Unifirst this time around.
I believe Carlos is to have it available, but I believe it would be for more money
Uh-huh.
than
For which?
The high visibility shirts.
from Unifirst.
From Unifirst, yes. I think it's in the highway. It's in the highway. Maybe it's one of the last ones.
I wonder if we got the 3% increase because it's October.
That one. So you two amounts. One was 8805 and one was 8585. There's no consistency to it, really.
These are the T-shirts from. Were these from?
Cintas.
Okay, but these are the T-shirts. We're looking at the button down. But this is the type of print that would be on the button-down shirt, which is what's required for us to wear whenever we're stepped outside of the vehicle, on a street, walking across the common.
And then jackets to match, like the other jackets.
They cover up the high visibility.
They're high visibility jackets.
Jeez.
So in other words, no excuse if you were over Steve.
I don't know.
Uh,
I could find one.
Could you? Okay, so the question becomes, what would you like to do? Do you want to take our lumps and get out of the contract? Do you want to split the costs between the two companies? You know, the rags and the canister from one and then the uniforms from the other? Do you want to just stay with what we have?
So if we take if Unifirst pays, we buy the rags and the canisters from Unifirst through the end of October,
Next year.
we don't lose any, we don't have to pay any contract.
I don't think so,
fee back.
because there's never been any restriction on what we had to
Not much.
buy.
We just have to have a contract with them.
We have a contract with them to purchase.
So I would think we would use that, Unifirst for that, and pursue the high visibility uniforms for safety from the new company. And then we don't get penalized.
I'm okay with that.
Somebody needs to make a motion to some effect.
So I would move that we continue to use Unifirst for rags and containers through the end of our contract, and we pursue a proposal with Cintas for uniforms, button-down shirts and jackets.
Second.
Is there any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor of splitting the highway contract for uniforms and or rags, shop rags, between Cintas and Unifirst, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, the motion passes. So you need to get in touch with the salesman tomorrow, Carla, and let him know that we would like to begin to cycle that in, and then we'll also need to get in touch with Unifirst and let them know if there's going to be changes to that contract, or not to the contract, but to the product that we're bringing in. And did you get all the sizes and whatnot you needed when you spoke to the salesman from Cintas for the highway crew?
No, I would get that from Steve
Okay, so-
when we're ready to order.
So you'll have to coordinate with what you need, quantity and sizes, etc.
It should,
We've got the quantity, right? I know it's 11 each shirts and pants.
yeah, I think the sizes, I hope, are in the invoice,
Ooh.
Unifirst invoice.
I'll double check.
Okay, so we'll take a look at that tomorrow and see what we need to find out. So is there anything else in the highway? Hearing nothing, then we'll move on to the town clerk. You all got a copy of the monthly counter report? Is there any questions on that? Ouch. Paper cut. Okay, and then the town treasurer.
Your sweep account, $1,791,891.98. Your checking account, $23,383.88. Now, do you people want to hear about your CDs that are rolling over, or do you want to just let them go?
I think that you had already spoken to Elaine about some of the CDs, or she spoke to you something
Your
today?
reappraisal, you're gonna get, or it is, 1.5 interest for 181 days. And you have $113,945.03 in there.
Okay, so that's a 6 month on the reappraisal? Okay.
About 1.5?
Yep. And your, this is, I believe, the sewer. Yeah. And the interest on that is 1.5 for 365 days. And you'll have $41,067.63 in there.
Okay, and then there, did you have another one?
That's,
The,
perpetual care for the cemetery.
okay. I know that he had asked that it be put into a higher,
Well, I got a pretty good rate for him,
okay.
and I gotta just catch with the hippie to find out which one he wants to go with. 6 months is 1.10, and 1 year is 1.40,
Okay.
and it's all up to him.
Right, so, you know, as far as I'm concerned at this point in time, we'll just let those CDs roll over. There's nothing really, nothing's gonna change anytime soon, quite frankly. Does that, anybody else have a different opinion? So I guess it'd be good to just let them roll over. If they still with people?
Yep,
Yep.
and the cemetery, River Valley going to people. Gotta do that tomorrow, and I gotta do one of yours, because tomorrow's the last day.
Okay. Any questions, any comments? All right, then correspondence, there wasn't any that I'm aware of. Members of the public? Mr. Stoll? No? Ms. Davis? Okay. Then, okay, moving on to the update on the septic health issue. This is the one that there was a complaint issued, and Dr. Schaefer did in fact go out and inspect the property, and the septic needed to be pumped was the issue. It has been pumped, and there is no evidence of any failure in the system, so that seems to have been put to bed. Okay, anything else on septic? No? Then moving on to the update on Mary Meyer recycling. At the last meeting, somebody brought us to our attention that there was recycling going on. Had been put into the recycling bins out of the garage. And Carl wrote a letter to Mary Meyer Corporation basically saying that it should not be used by commercial vendors, that it was for the home residents. And I got stopped at the post office the other day in the rain and basically said I pay my taxes, therefore I should be able to use that. One of the biggest issue behind the complaint was the fact that, or the reason he spoke to me, it was a one-time deal where they had cleaned out some papers that they weren't sensitive, so they put them in the recycling as opposed to putting them in the landfill. This is not a weekly type thing, but it was a one-time clean out. Normally they take them to be incinerated. This year they decided not to do that for some reason. So that was the explanation I got for why the papers were put into the recycling bins. But our policy is that it's not for commercial use. So I don't know where you would like to go with that.
So he doesn't expect to be doing it again?
At least not for another year. It seems like they must annually clean out some type of a paperwork stash.
They must have their own dumpsters.
They have their cardboard recycling. I don't know about the dumpsters. But that's what I was told. So that's just to update everybody on that situation. Okay. Then the next thing is a request by the library to use the town hall on the evening of October 15th for a public presentation on bats. Hopefully they're not bringing me any.
Bats?
B-A-T-S, bats.
There'll be lots of places for them to live.
There's a lot of, the bats will be in the belfry, no doubt. So, does somebody want to make a motion to approve the Townshend Library use of the town hall on the evening of October 15th for a presentation on bats?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of allowing the library to use the town hall on October 15th for a public presentation on bats signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? The motion passes. Okay. So I'll sign both of these cards since we actually have two. You can get one back to Karen, please, tomorrow. And one in the book. And then the other request is from the Historical Society for an annual meeting on November 3rd between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. That must be a Thursday. No, is November 3rd Thursday?
October 31, 2, 3, no, it's a Sunday.
It's a Sunday.
Sunday, okay. So would someone like to make a motion to allow the Historical Society to have their annual meeting here in the town hall on November 3rd between 2 and 5 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of allowing the Historical Society to hold their annual meeting in the town hall on November 3rd between 2 and 5 p.m. signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. So those are taken care of with a copy from the book. Oh, now fun and games. Now we get to begin the discussion that we have every year. It is so much fun. And that's what we're going to do about health insurance for town employees. And that, this year I managed to finally get a hold of the rates. And normally we have been allowing the employees to have up to the equivalent of a two-person silver plan under the exchange. Our annual amount this year that we allowed was $13,465. That was what we approved. And according to the new rates for the small business plans, the same comparable plan will be, let me get the right number, 12 again. $15,488.
Do you remember what we budgeted for health from last year?
That's what we budgeted.
That's what we
Each
budgeted.
$54,000.
individual was allowed up to that figure, original figure I gave you.
13.4 or 15.4?
13,400.
So now it's gonna be 15.4?
Now it would be, the budget
Same plan?
moving forward would be 15,400. And remember, we split, it doesn't follow our fiscal year, it follows a calendar year. So we run half a year deficit regardless. So that's what the new rates appear to be this year. And what our liability would be if we were to leave it alone. So that's roughly a $2,000 increase.
And how many employees are on the health insurance plan?
That would be qualified for the maximum amount. There are two. And then we have two others that are on, take another plan, but if they're single, so they're less than that dollar amount. So I don't know what your reasoning would be, but as we start beginning the budget cycle, we need to decide how we're going to handle health insurance moving forward, whether we go back to an employer-employee split, whether we absorb the $2,000 per person, just how exactly we'd like to do it.
What's it cost for us?
13, this year's
No.
13,000.
Our insurance.
Oh,
Select board.
ours is very expensive. Ours is very expensive, just so you know. Yeah. So,
Well, the silver plan is sort of the middle of the road plan,
Mhm.
right? So it's,
well, the silver plan is the basis plan. That's what the exchange is based upon. That's the minimum proposed coverage that a person should have, is the silver plan. Which is why we use that as our standard, to try to go from there.
We need to decide this right now.
No, but again, it's thinking, I mean, that was Blue Cross to Blue Cross. MVP is more expensive. MVP for the next year would be $16,205.
How much did it go up from 2018 to 2019?
But I just said $2,000.
Well, no, but I meant the prior year.
The prior year, I don't have those figures.
It's not surprising. It's not surprising that it's creeping every year, though.
With $2,000.
Well, they said
Every year?
They said it was no, it wasn't that bad the year before. But they said this year was going to be a bad year with health insurance. And that's a pretty substantial increase. So that's just something to think about as we start this whole discussion about budgets and where we want to go with that.
Yeah.
For this time to reconsider the basis or just exactly where we want to go. Okay, so is there any other business before we finish? I did want to ask, are you going to begin the evaluations then for the highway for
Next meeting.
the next meeting? Okay. And are we going to want to try to do the town employees all next meeting? Or do we want to split between tonight and next time? You want to wait for Will to chime in as well?
Yeah, I think Will should be here and for the next meeting. When you get to me, I skip, so I won't be
I
here.
said, you're just gonna leave anyway. That's just totally unfair. Okay, so we'll plan on doing them all then that night, if you bring the highways in, and then we'll sit down and do the town employees that night as well. So prepare for a fairly long night next time around. Anyway, the next meeting is October 22nd at 6:30 here. And if there is no other business that anyone has, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn at 7:03.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you all.